Welcome back to Nuggets and Pearls, everybody. This is the week. Mike and I are talking about it. This is the week the last question we've been working on gets answered. We can call this all a wrap. Aren't you excited, Mike?
I'm pretty stoked.
This week's question.
Wait, this is the last question we're ever going to do?
Well,
That was the last question up to this point.
We've answered all of them. We've answered all the questions. This is the last one we had to
It's
answer.
probably like the 10th Nugget.
What pull-up exercises will help me get a muscle up? This is something that people struggle with, especially the heaviest amongst us. I know there's some seriously ill-advised strategies. Mike, where would you start?
Actually, I want to talk about a few misconceptions. A lot of times people think that doing some rings is going to be the best way to get to your muscle up. You know, doing a lot of ring pull-ups or strapping a bungee strap or a band.
I've done that.
Those are great ways to learn how to like kip in and maybe learn the movement of the muscle up. But to actually get stronger, to build the muscle necessary to do more muscle ups. So if you can't do a muscle up at all, maybe it's not technique. There's a good chance it's your strength. Additionally, if you can do one or two muscle ups, but you have a hard time stringing more together, or you can't do that strict muscle up, then it's probably a strength issue. So, and it's a full body movement. All your muscles in your body are engaging as you're going through this. And that's why I'm not a fan of like just doing more ring pull-ups, because a lot of times you watch someone doing ring pull-ups and their body's kind of loose and they're just kind of like pulling from their shoulders, and that's actually not going to transfer over really, really well.
It's like the sequence of movement is sort of off.
Yeah. So for strengthening, my favorite thing to getting better at muscle ups is actually rope climbs, legless. All right. So a lot of things that are happening with a legless rope climb is you're having to make sure that both arms are working fairly well and equally. You're having to pull to the center of your body. A lot of times when people are doing pull-ups in rings or on the bar, their hands are staying out here. But if you watch people that are really good at muscle-ups, they're actually pulling the rings to the center of their body and then coming through. So using a rope climb is getting your arms and shoulders used to pulling your weight to the center. All right? So ropes are, I think, easily the most transferable exercise to the strength necessary to a muscle up.
And easy to scale down, right? You don't have to start all the way off the ground. You can walk your way up.
Yeah, so if you can't do the legless rope climb, you're like, well, obviously I can't do a muscle up. I can't do a legless rope climb either. Is first, just try to do rope climbs with your feet. You know, work more rope climbs with your feet, and over time, work to where you can do legless. Say you can't do your rope climbs with your feet either. Obviously, ring rows are really good. We're going back to rings. Ring rows and just the pull-up sequences. Doing chin over bar holds. I'm a big fan of going here. And before you try a legless rope climb, you should be able to hold your chin over the bar, chin over the vertical plane for 60 seconds. So once you break that 60 seconds, now you're like, okay, now it's time to go try my hand at some rope climbs. So just that's kind of a prerequisite. So muscle ups, legless rope climbs. And if you can't do that, do rope climbs with your legs. Also work on static holds, chin over bar. That's going to build up a lot of strength. And then the last thing to help train the movement is learning to kip in the rings really well. I'm a big fan of, there's a lot of videos out there showing you like the better kip, you know. Don't kip like this if you're trying to do a muscle up, kip like that. But a good drill I like to use is putting a towel between your toes and just kipping, not doing any pull-ups or anything like that. Doing a kip, doing sets of 10, while squeezing that towel in between your feet, and your body should go from a arch position to a hollow body position. Arch, hollow, arch, hollow. If you combine, I really believe this, because I've seen this. I've seen it in myself. Is if you combine that practicing of the kip and some legless rope climbs, muscle ups will become easy.
It seems like what you want to do is break it down to things you can complete and practice successfully.
Yeah.
You know, build a pattern of success and quality movement. And you don't want to get on the rings and just flail and struggle and miss rep after rep of muscle-ups. It's probably practicing the wrong kind of thing.
Yeah, practicing the wrong movement. I've seen people, they somehow figure out how to kip themselves up there, and then they're like, oh.
Go, holy Christ, I've almost got it.
And then their arm flies out back, and you go, and you cringe, and it's like, well, the real issue isn't so much, yeah, they may have figured out the movement, but the strength just isn't there to support it for multiple reps or safe reps.
And congratulations if you get up there and you nail it and you squeeze the rep out, but unfortunately you still got a long way to go before you can do 10. of those
together
smoothly.
Yeah, and we're just talking about the pull-up. And working that rope is going to help that transition. This looks familiar, right? Pulling a rope here.
You sick son of a bitch.
Very big transition. So, use that rope. Doing more stuff in the rings is not always the best idea. And if you haven't been doing any rope stuff up to this point, then obviously this is probably going to be a big leap forward for you. We did not cover pressing out in the rings because we're only talking about the pull-up exercises. They're going to make you better at the muscle up.
Sounds like there's a Nuggets of Pearls part 2 for this question.
Oh, maybe.
Oh, so I guess our work here is not done. That's all for this episode of Nuggets of Pearls, everybody. I hope you have some good options to help you nail your muscle up. Till next time, go over to barbellshrugged.com, sign up for the newsletter. We'll see you then.
Is this nailed or not?
Yeah, what the hell?
Well, technically, not quite nailed because we have a part 2. So let me say almost nailed.
What's pull-up? What pull-up exercise? We're not talking about the dip exercise.
Well, as a body of knowledge, you still have one more thing to get to, which is that part. So temporarily, for right now, until you get that next part nailed.
Can we say the nail's in the wood, but not all the way in?
Tentative nail.
Tentative nail. All right.
We're going to be back and we're going to finish the rest of that because we left it dangling. Until next time, folks. Hey, what do you say? Join the conversation every week after the episode over at barbellshrugged.com. This is also where you'll find new episodes of Barbell Shrugged, Technique Wad, Nuggets and Pearls, Barbell Business, Get Change, plus new articles every day on our daily blog, written by us, guests of the show, and some of the biggest names in strength and conditioning. So, go there and leave a comment now.
Oh my gosh, wow, that's so cool. Yay, that's so awesome.
Did you like this video? If so, subscribe to our channel and share this with your friends.
And if you want even more free, awesome resources to help you reach your fitness goals, plus some updates that we only share over email, head over to barbellshrugged.com and sign up for the newsletter.